It's Not Jack and the Beanstalk, written by Josh Funk. Once upon a time, Jack lived in a tiny cottage in a dreary village. He always dreamed that someday he would find his fortune. Psh, Jack, wake up.
No, I'm dreaming.
And put some pants on. Jack had no possessions other than a single cow. Unfortunately, the cow stopped giving milk, so Jack took her to the village market to sell her.
But Bessie's my best friend.
I didn't write the story, Jack. I'm just telling it.
I'm so sorry, Bessie Cowpoke McPinwheel.
Jack was offered 5 beans in exchange for his cow.
5 beans? That stinks. And beans make me toot.
Jack, they're magic beans.
Magic? Will they grant me wishes? I wish I had my cow back.
Jack tried to figure out how the magic beans worked.
Abracadabra. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Kazam.
I wish I would have asked for an instruction manual. Jack grew so frustrated and angry that he threw the beans out the window.
But I'm so hungry. Can I eat one?
No, I said Jack was so frustrated that he threw the beans out the window and then went to bed.
I'm not even tired. This story keeps getting worse and worse.
Jack woke the next morning to find an enormous beanstalk had grown right where the magic beans had landed.
Whew, it's a good thing I didn't eat those beans.
Jack began to climb up the beanstalk.
You're joking, right?
No, Jack, you have to climb up the beanstalk.
Yikes. Can I at least grab my climbing gear?
No, I said you had no possessions.
Will you make it shorter then? I'm not climbing unless you change the size.
Fine. Seriously? Jack climbed for hours and began to grow tired.
I am not so tired. All that cow's milk over the years made me strong.
Despite being so incredibly tired, Jack climbed on.
I think I can see Cinderella's castle. Hey, Cindy.
Jack, what are you doing?
It's kind of a long story.
Can you tell me about it tonight? I'm hosting a ball at my palace.
Let me check. Hey, is this story going to end soon? Cindy invited me to a ball.
Stop talking and keep climbing.
But she throws the best parties.
When Jack arrived to the top of the beanstalk, he found himself in front of a humongous house.
I bet a giant lives here.
Jack entered the house.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, Jack definitely entered the house. Everything inside the house was extremely large.
Spoiler alert, a giant lives here. Can I go home now?
Suddenly, Jack heard a booming voice.
Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Doesn't that even rhyme? I can see a giant's bum.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I was trying to help you rhyme better. Plus, technically, I'm from Scotland. Would you please stop the chit-chatting? I am telling a story here.
Fine, Mr. Cranky Pants.
A giant noticed that Jack was stealing this bag of gold coins. His goose had laid a golden egg and his magic harp.
Are you stealing from me?
No, how could I carry all this stuff? Jack had finally found his fortune, but before he could get away with it, the giant snatched him up.
Let me go. I never should have climbed this beanstalk.
The giant carried Jack into the kitchen.
Be he alive, be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
That rhymes much better.
Thanks, I'm working on it.
You know, there's a good chance that you're going to die at the end of this story.
Is that really true?
Jack, shh, don't tell him that. Just let's continue the story. The giant,
I don't want to die.
Neither do I. So do you have to eat me?
Actually, I'm a vegetarian.
Enough. Giant, you're supposed to accidentally set Jack free and chase him down the beanstalk. Jack, you're supposed to get an axe and chop the beanstalk down. Where am I going to get an axe? You said I had no possessions.
You know, I don't like being called a giant. I do have a name. It's Fred.
Are you hungry? Yes, Fred. I haven't eaten this whole story since this whole story started. It's been all climbing this beanstalk and stealing the gold. This is not how the story is supposed to go. I have a delicious recipe for a taco salad. Great! You could use some beans from your beanstalk outside. That's it. I'm ending this story right now. The end. Hey, Cinderella! Cinderella's having a party. Want to come? I like parties. Thanks for coming to my parties. This taco salad is delicious. How did you two meet? No, I already ended the story. There's no party. The end, the end, the end. Well, I lived in a tiny cottage in a dreary village, and I always dreamed of someday finding my fortune. Wait a minute. Those are my lines. Stop telling the story. That's my job. And on our way here, Fred offered to share his fortune with me, and we decided to open a restaurant called Where Have You Been? We'll only be serving beans. And now we lived happily ever after. You have completely ruined Oh, wait, it's all working out. I mean, it all worked out exactly like I had planned. And they all lived happily ever after. Jack already said that. Ugh, the end. At least I finally got one thing right.